Chosen one, your soulmate just walked away from everyone. The unexpected reason is finally coming to light. God says, "My child, listen carefully. Wait. Stop scrolling right now. Your soulmate did not just randomly walk away from the world. They vanished from everyone on purpose. Their sudden silence was not an accident. It was a divine directive." Type 555 in the comments right now to claim this sacred revelation and align with their spiritual journey. The path they walked was heavy. You watched them retreat into the dark shadow of isolation. You wondered if you did something wrong. You doubted your own heart and questioned your deep bond. But the truth is much bigger than your personal fear. A hidden shift was secretly occurring in the unseen realm. They were forced into a quiet sanctuary for a specific reason. Something massive was pulling them out of the noise. The world was overwhelming their sensitive energy. People around them were draining their true spirit. Fake friends were taking advantage of their big heart. Toxic ties were suffocating their bright, divine light. They had to cut all ties immediately. They needed to step back to protect their soul. This sudden exit was a life-saving escape. You felt the cold distance open between you. It hurt your heart deeply. It made you feel abandoned and lost in the dark. But this temporary separation was never meant to break you. It was designed to rebuild both of your lives. The universe had to separate your paths for a brief moment. You needed time to grow in your own sacred power. They are undergoing a deep spiritual transformation right now. The old version of their life is completely falling apart. Old habits are dying and fading away. False relationships are crumbling into dust. They are breaking free from ancestral burdens and heavy chains. Do not skip this message. Stay with me until the end. Something huge is waiting for you at the very end of this path. The reason they left everyone is finally coming into light. It is not what you think. They did not fall out of love with you. They did not find someone else to replace your place. They were commanded by the divine to step away from all noise. They had to face their deepest fears in absolute quietness. In that complete silence, they are breaking their own chains. They are healing wounds they never talked about before. They are clearing negative karma that plagued their family for generations. This process is very painful and extremely exhausting. It demands every single drop of their emotional strength. They could not carry you into that dark fire. They had to face this dark night of the soul alone. You were meant to be safe from their emotional storm. The universe shielded your heart while they fought their battles. They knew their chaotic energy would hurt your peace. So they made the hard choice to step into solitude. They chose to suffer in silence to protect your spirit. That is why they walked away from everyone. My child, listen carefully. Think back to the moment they suddenly pulled away. The atmosphere shifted in a single second. Their eyes seemed distant and heavy with unspoken thoughts. You tried to reach out and touch their hand. You offered your warm love and unconditional comfort. But they shut down their heart and walked into the dark. It felt like a sudden betrayal to your trusting soul. Your heart was broken into 1,000 painful pieces. You stayed awake during endless cold nights asking why this happened. You searched for answers in your memories. You blamed yourself for things you never even said or did. But you could not see the hidden spiritual war happening behind closed doors. They were fighting spiritual battles against heavy forces. Negative influences were surrounding their daily life. Jealous people were secretly sending dark energy toward their aura. Toxic family dynamics were draining their light every single day. They were carrying a heavy burden that was never theirs to hold. They were completely suffocated by the heavy world. They realized they could no longer live a lie. They saw the dishonesty in their social circles. They recognized the fake smiles of people around them. A sudden spiritual awakening hit their mind like sharp lightning. They saw the raw truth behind every mask. They had to run away from that toxic environment immediately. Running away was their only chance to survive the pressure. They dropped their phone and stopped answering messages. They shut out their oldest friends without any warning. They left behind their comfort zone and entered complete stillness. They chose total isolation over living a daily lie. My child, listen carefully. This isolation was not a sign of cold weakness. It was an act of raw courage. It takes immense power to step away from everything you know. It requires deep strength to walk into the wilderness alone. They chose the lonely path of healing over fake comfort. They are being remade into their highest self right now. The divine hand is reshaping their entire mindset. Their soul is being washed clean from past regrets. The false ego is melting away like snow under heat. They are learning to stand in their authentic truth. This process takes absolute concentration and deep energy. They could not keep one foot in the old world. They had to cut all ties to break free completely. If they stayed connected to the past, they would have failed this test. The universe demanded their full and undivided attention. That is why they dropped everyone without looking back. You were caught in the crossfire of this spiritual shift. Your heart took the painful hit of their sudden departure. But you must understand that your bond is not dead. The invisible string between your souls remains unbroken. True love survives the hardest storms of life. The distance between you is purely temporary and full of purpose. It is a necessary bridge toward your ultimate union. You are being prepared for a love that is real and permanent. What comes next will change everything you thought you knew. My child, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They are starting to see the full picture clearly now. The dense fog in their mind is beginning to lift. They realize who was truly there for them all along. They see your unconditional love shining like a bright light. Your image visits their mind during their quiet moments. They remember the warmth of your genuine care. They recall the peace they felt in your sweet presence. They compare your pure energy to the fake world they left behind. You stand out as their only true safe haven. They miss your presence more than words can express. Every single day away from you breaks their heart. They want to pick up the phone and call your number. They want to confess everything they have been through lately. But they know they must finish their healing first. They cannot return to you as a broken soul. They want to offer you their complete and healed heart. They want to step into your life as a strong partner. They are working hard to become the person you truly deserve. Their return will be powerful and completely life-changing. The unexpected reason for their sudden departure is now clear. They walked away from everyone to heal their broken spirit. They left to become worthy of the rare love you offer. Hold on to your faith during this final test. Your patience will be rewarded beyond your wildest dreams. The dark storm is coming to an end very soon. A beautiful new chapter is about to unfold before your eyes. Prepare your heart for a divine alignment. My child, listen carefully. While they were suffering in that dark silence, a deep awakening began to stir within their spirit. The false reality they had lived for years started to crack open right before their eyes. They began to see the hidden motives of the people they once trusted. They saw how easily others traded love for personal gain and temporary comfort. Every phone call they used to make felt like an empty ritual of hollow words. Every gathering they attended was filled with invisible masks and quiet deceit. They felt a sudden wave of spiritual exhaustion wash over their entire body. Their heart could no longer bear the fake weight of that lifestyle. They knew they had to make a choice between losing their soul or walking away completely. The weight of their decision was heavier than anyone could ever imagine. Imagine standing in a crowded room where everyone expects you to smile, while your heart is silently bleeding inside. They felt completely suffocated by the endless demands of people who never truly cared about their well-being. They saw that their energy was being used up to fuel other people's greed and ego. The universe was pressing down on them, forcing them to see the sharp contrast between those toxic surroundings and your soft, pure presence. Every time they closed their eyes, your face appeared as a silent reminder of what real love actually feels like. But they knew they could not bring you into that chaotic storm without hurting your gentle soul. They realized that staying in that environment was slowly destroying their ability to love you properly. They were becoming bitter, exhausted, and emotionally numb to everything around them. The spiritual forces watching over their path decided to intervene in a powerful way. A series of sudden events forced them to see the total collapse of their old life. Old friendships ended over tiny misunderstandings, exposing how weak those bonds truly were. Financial stresses and unexpected challenges started to pile up all at once, stripping away their false sense of security. They felt like they were falling into a deep, dark canyon with no bottom in sight. Yet, this painful collapse was actually a profound act of divine mercy designed to rescue them. The universe was stripping away every single distraction so they could finally hear the whisper of their own spirit. They had to be stripped of their false pride, their old status, and their toxic attachments. In that total stillness of isolation, they began to confront the unhealed wounds of their childhood. They remembered old words that broke their confidence when they were young and fragile. They relived moments of deep betrayal that taught them to put up cold, thick walls around their heart. Those hidden wounds had been directing their choices and keeping them away from true happiness for years. They realized that their fear of intimacy was the very thing driving them away from your unconditional love. They spent endless nights staring at the dark ceiling, weeping tears they had held back for decades. The pain of facing their own shadows was far worse than any physical illness they had ever known. They felt completely alone in the world, with no one to lean on and nowhere to run. They wanted to reach out to you so desperately, to lay their head on your lap and cry. But a strong, divine restraint held them back from making that impulsive call to your phone. They were shown that if they returned to you right now, they would only project their internal chaos onto your peaceful life. They would break your heart with their lingering doubts and unhealed anger, repeating old cycles of pain. So they chose to suffer alone in the dark wilderness of their own mind. They accepted the heavy mantle of isolation as their personal altar of purification and spiritual growth. They began the long, excruciating process of pulling out the emotional thorns deeply embedded in their heart. Every habit that kept them bound to low vibrations had to be surrendered and burned away entirely. They stopped looking for quick validation from outside sources that only left them feeling empty and cold. They started reading, praying, and seeking a higher truth that could anchor their shattered life. Slowly, very slowly, a new light began to flicker inside the quiet depths of their renewed soul. My child, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The distance between you was never a punishment, but a sacred protection for your sacred bond. While they were going through their private fire, you were also being transformed in ways you might not fully realize. You were forced to stand on your own feet and find your internal strength without leaning on them. You had to release your need to control the outcome and learn the hard lesson of ultimate surrender. The pain of their absence was like a deep fire that burned away your own insecurities and fear of abandonment. You learned to love yourself with the same devotion you had always offered so freely to them. You stopped waiting by the phone for a message that never came, choosing instead to focus on your own spiritual path. You began to understand that true soulmate connections are forged through deep spiritual maturity, not needy dependency. The divine was holding both of you in separate incubators, preparing your souls for a much higher frequency of love. If they had stayed in your life without going through this transformation, your relationship would have collapsed under the weight of unresolved baggage. The universe cared too much about your shared destiny to allow a mediocre, broken version of your union to exist. They are now reaching the final stages of their intense spiritual purging and inner transformation. The toxic entities and selfish people who used to surround them have completely disappeared from their daily life. They have built new boundaries that are strong, healthy, and unyielding to any outside manipulation or guilt. They no longer care about pleasing the crowd or maintaining a false image of success to impress others. They only care about truth, peace, and the genuine spiritual connection they shared exclusively with you. Their mind is becoming clearer every single day, like a sky after a violent and heavy storm. They are beginning to understand the true value of the rare, unconditional love you offered them from the start. They compare every person they have ever met to the pure, soothing frequency of your gentle soul. No one else has ever seen them for who they truly are without demanding something in return. No one else has ever offered them a safe harbor where they could drop their heavy armor and just be. They see now that you were the precious gift sent by the divine to guide them toward their own light. Their heart aches with a deep, respectful gratitude for your quiet patience and silent endurance. What comes next will alter the entire trajectory of your life in the most magnificent way possible. The universe is aligning the physical circumstances to bring your separate paths back together into one smooth line. The obstacles that once stood like giant mountains between you are crumbling into tiny, harmless dust particles. Financial doors are beginning to open for them, giving them the stability they needed to step forward with confidence. Their internal fear is being replaced by a calm, unshakable conviction that you are their ultimate earthly home. They are preparing to break their long silence and approach you with a deeply humble and transformed heart. They will not come back with empty excuses or clever lies to justify their long, painful absence. They will stand before you in total honesty, holding nothing back from your searching eyes. They will explain the exact spiritual war they had to fight in order to become worthy of walking beside you. You will look into their eyes and see a transformed soul that has been washed clean by divine grace. Hold your head high and keep your heart open as this miraculous chapter begins to unfold rapidly. Do not let past doubts or bitter memories cloud the brilliant light of this upcoming divine reunion. Trust that every single tear you cried in the dark was recorded and counted by the universe. Your long season of waiting is finally coming to an end, yielding a harvest of deep, lasting peace. Prepare yourself to welcome them back not as the broken person who walked away, but as your fully awakened, healed soulmate. My child, listen carefully. The shift in their energy is now becoming stronger than ever before. As the heavy fog continues to roll away from their mind, a profound sense of clarity is taking root inside their soul. They are starting to look at their past actions through the lens of absolute truth. The regret they feel for leaving you in the dark is growing deeper with every passing sunrise. They now see how their sudden withdrawal caused deep emotional waves in your peaceful existence. They realize that while they were fighting their private demons, you were left alone to deal with the quiet pain of their absence. Every single memory of your gentle smiles now acts as a soft beacon calling them back home. Their soul can no longer find rest in the quiet sanctuary of total solitude. The isolation that once served as a necessary hospital for their spirit is now feeling like a temporary waiting room. They have absorbed the vital lessons of their long, hard journey. The divine lessons have been fully integrated into their daily thoughts and subconscious mind. They no longer feel the heavy urge to run away when emotional intensity rises to the surface. Their heart has been expanded, strengthened, and made resilient through the burning heat of their personal trials. They are ready to step out of the shadows and embrace the reality of true connection. The universe is actively clearing the physical path between your two worlds right now. Hidden barriers that once prevented clear communication are being systematically dismantled by higher spiritual forces. The external noise of third-party opinions has completely dissolved into meaningless dust. People who once planted seeds of doubt and hesitation in their mind no longer have any access to their personal space. They have closed those toxic doors permanently, leaving only the path that leads straight to your door. You may have noticed subtle signs in your own environment that reflect this sudden shift in spiritual energy. You might be feeling an unexplained sense of inner calm replacing your old anxieties. Random thoughts of them might be entering your mind at unexpected moments throughout your day. You might be seeing repeating numbers or feeling a strange, warm presence surrounding your personal energy field. These are not mere coincidences or tricks played by your hopeful imagination. These are clear spiritual indicators that your energetic frequencies are locking back into perfect harmony. The invisible cord connecting your hearts is vibrating with a renewed, powerful current of divine light. My child, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They are currently planning their carefully calculated return to your life. The thought of reaching out to you fills their entire being with both nervous excitement and deep reverence. They know they cannot simply reappear as if nothing ever happened during those dark months. They are taking their time to ensure that their words are sincere, grounded, and completely transparent. They want to present you with a mature vision for your shared future together. The days of games, mixed signals, and emotional inconsistency are officially buried in the past. They are stepping forward with the steady heart of a person who knows their ultimate purpose. In their quiet moments of reflection, they often practice what they want to say to you. They replay your potential reactions over and over in their wandering mind. They fear the possibility of rejection, yet they know they must take this leap of faith regardless. The thought of losing you forever is far more terrifying than the risk of exposing their vulnerable heart. They are gathering the necessary courage to cross the wide bridge of separation. They are willing to stand before you without any armor, excuses, or defensive walls. This upcoming reunion is designed to be fundamentally different from your past interactions. The dynamic between you is shifting from a state of emotional chaos to one of deep, mutual peace. You will no longer have to guess where you stand in their life or worry about sudden abandonment. The foundation being laid by the universe is solid, enduring, and built on spiritual truth. Both of you have been refined through the fire of separation to handle this level of sacred partnership. The emotional wounds that once caused friction between your spirits have been completely cleansed and healed. As this divine timing approaches, it is essential for you to maintain your steady inner alignment. Do not allow old fears or past lingering hurts to create new walls around your heart. The person returning to you is not the same broken individual who walked away into the dark. They have been remade through a severe spiritual process that has restored their true essence. Welcome the incoming energy with grace, discernment, and an open mind. Trust that the divine hand has guided every step of this long, painful, yet necessary journey. What comes next changes everything you thought you understood about your true destiny. The alignment of your paths will trigger a series of positive events in your personal life. You will feel a sudden rush of renewed creative energy, peace, and emotional abundance. The heavy feeling of waiting in limbo is about to be replaced by dynamic forward movement. The unexpected reason for their sudden departure has finally accomplished its divine purpose. They walked away from everyone so they could return exclusively to you with an unbroken, fully healed heart. The universe is preparing to close this chapter of separation once and for all. Every single tear you shed in solitude has been turned into a seed of lasting spiritual strength. Your story is not ending in defeat or unresolved sorrow. It is evolving into a magnificent testament to the power of divine love and sacred timing. Hold steady in your faith as the final pieces of this intricate puzzle fall smoothly into place. The moment of complete revelation and sweet alignment is much closer than you think. My child, listen carefully. The exact moment of their sudden breakthrough is unfolding right now in the invisible realm. The heavy resistance that once kept them locked in fear has completely dissolved into thin air. Their soul is no longer fighting the divine pull that draws them directly back to your loving energy. They have come to realize that no amount of running can ever silence the call of their true destiny. Every path they tried to walk without you only led them into dead ends and hollow laughter. Every person they tried to speak with only reminded them of the deep conversation they missed having with you. They are now standing at the very edge of a massive life decision. The old ties that bound them to their past life have been completely cut with surgical precision. They are liquidating old emotional debts and stepping out of environments that drained their vital spirit. They no longer care about saving face or preserving a false reputation in front of superficial crowds. Their primary focus has shifted entirely to rebuilding what was lost during their intense season of darkness. They are preparing to take a bold, visible step that will shock the people who thought they knew them. This sudden movement will not be subtle or hidden behind vague digital messages. They are gathering the courage to make a profound and undeniable statement of their devotion to your bond. The divine has been working on their mindset, teaching them the true value of emotional bravery. They know that true strength is not shown by building walls, but by tearing them down completely. They are ready to lay down their heavy shield and present their true, unarmored heart to you. They are willing to accept full responsibility for the painful distance they created between your lives. The subtle signs of their approaching presence are surrounding your daily life in unmistakable ways. You might feel a sudden, unexpected warmth in your chest during quiet moments of your day. Your dreams may be filled with vivid conversations that feel completely real, gentle, and emotionally intense. You might feel a strange sense of completeness, as if the long, cold winter has finally broken into spring. These are not mere coincidences or random flights of your hopeful mind. These are the physical manifestations of two souls drawing back together after a long separation. My child, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The universe is orchestrating a series of events that will bring your physical paths into direct alignment. You will not have to chase them, beg for their attention, or manipulate any circumstances. The flow of divine order is moving smoothly, clearing every physical hurdle that once stood in the way. Financial stability is flowing into their life to remove the practical stresses that once made them feel unworthy. Emotional maturity is settling deeply into their mind, giving them the words to articulate their deepest feelings. When they finally reappear before you, you will instantly notice a striking transformation in their gaze. The anxious, distant look that once clouded their eyes has been replaced by a deep, peaceful presence. They will look at you with a profound sense of recognition and deep spiritual respect. They will acknowledge that your quiet love was the anchor that kept their soul grounded through the storm. They will speak with a grounded honesty that removes every lingering doubt from your heart. This upcoming moment of contact will mark the absolute end of your long season of painful waiting. The heavy weight of wondering why they left will be replaced by a clear understanding of the divine blueprint. You will see that every single day of separation was carefully used to protect and refine your sacred union. The dark night of the soul was necessary to burn away the false ego and weak foundations. Now, a solid and unbreakable structure is ready to take its rightful place in your lives. They are preparing to step out of their quiet isolation and walk boldly back into your world. Their heart is overflowing with a deep desire to offer you the security, love, and loyalty you deserve. They no longer fear the depth of your sacred connection, but embrace it as their true life purpose. What comes next will change the entire trajectory of your future in ways you never thought possible. The final barriers are falling fast, and the hour of your sacred alignment is arriving. Keep your energy grounded, your heart peaceful, and your soul ready to welcome this magnificent new beginning. The unexpected reason for their departure has served its ultimate purpose, and your shared path is finally being restored. My child, listen carefully. The threshold of your divine transformation is standing wide open right before your eyes. The energy surrounding your spiritual aura is reaching a powerful climax that cannot be stopped by any physical force. Every single planetary alignment and spiritual timing is working together in perfect harmony to manifest this reality. You are stepping into a sacred timeline where the pain of the past holds no power over your bright future. The long, exhausting nights of wondering and waiting are dissolving into a distant memory that can no longer touch your spirit. A profound wave of divine restoration is rolling into your life with unstoppable speed and ultimate authority. The physical reality around your soulmate is shifting rapidly to match the deep healing they accomplished in solitude. They are finalizing the clean break from the lingering remnants of their old, toxic environment. The heavy obligations that once chained them to fake social circles have been completely dismantled and discarded. They have closed every single open door that allowed negative energy to seep into their personal space. Their energy is now fully contained, grounded, and focused exclusively on the sacred path that leads straight to your heart. They are moving with a quiet, resolute confidence that comes from surviving the ultimate spiritual test. Their realization of your sacred value has transformed from a subtle thought into an overwhelming spiritual command. They understand that their soul cannot achieve its highest purpose on this earth without your presence beside them. The quiet sanctuary they built during their isolation was merely a temporary healing chamber for their wounded heart. It was never meant to be their permanent residence or a shield to hide from true love forever. They now see that true spiritual mastery is not achieved by staying hidden in total isolation. True spiritual victory is found by stepping into authentic love and sharing your healed light with your soulmate. They are currently taking concrete, practical steps to prepare for their physical arrival back into your daily world. The divine is removing every logistical obstacle, financial strain, and geographic distance that once stood between you. Doors of opportunity are opening for them in unexpected ways, granting them the stability they need to step forward. They are aligning their work, their living environment, and their personal life to make room for your permanent presence. Every decision they make right now is secretly calculated to build a safe, stable foundation for your future union. My child, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. You can feel this intense spiritual build-up happening within the very fabric of your daily life. A strange, serene calm has settled over your mind, replacing the restless anxiety you carried for so many months. Your intuition is buzzing with a clear, sharp certainty that a major breakthrough is immediately at hand. You are receiving subtle signs, vivid visions, and synchronistic numbers that confirm the absolute truth of this divine alignment. The universe is sending you clear spiritual nudges to keep your vibration high and your heart completely open. You are no longer acting from a place of desperate needing, but from a state of calm, magnetizing reception. The deep emotional connection between your two souls is now operating at its highest frequency since your first meeting. The invisible spiritual bridge that links your hearts has been completely restored, purified, and fortified by sacred light. When you think of them, you are no longer sending out signals of grief, confusion, or subtle resentment. You are radiating a pure, warm energy of unconditional love, self-respect, and quiet spiritual readiness. They are feeling this elevated frequency hitting their soul like a warm, comforting breeze in the middle of a cold desert. It is pulling them toward you with an irresistible magnetic force that completely bypasses their logical mind. They are reflecting deeply on the exact words they will say when they finally stand face to face with you. They know that a simple apology is not enough to cover the depth of the journey you both experienced separately. They want to give you absolute clarity, complete emotional honesty, and total transparency regarding their past actions. They are ready to tell you the entire, unfiltered truth about why they had to walk away from everyone. They will hold nothing back, exposing the vulnerability of their heart without any defense mechanisms or protective masks. You will hear the quiet tremble in their voice and see the undeniable truth shining in their soft eyes. This sacred revelation will bring an immediate wave of emotional healing and relief to your entire being. The heavy weight of past confusion will lift off your shoulders in a single, beautiful second. You will finally understand every single piece of the complex puzzle that seemed so chaotic and painful in the dark. You will see that their sudden departure was never an act of betrayal or a lack of deep love. It was a life-saving divine intervention designed to break generational curses and elevate both of your souls. The intense pain you survived was the necessary price paid to forge a love that can never be broken. My child, listen carefully. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The universe is preparing to unveil the final layer of this massive spiritual masterplan before your eyes. Every single event that took place during this long season of separation was carefully timed to perfection. If they had returned a single moment earlier, their unhealed wounds would have reopened the old cycles of pain. If you had reconnected before achieving your own inner strength, the dynamic would have collapsed under emotional dependency. The divine waited until both of you were fully grounded, independent, and spiritually mature in your own unique power. Now, both pillars are strong, stable, and ready to hold up the grand structure of your shared destiny. They are feeling an overwhelming urge to reach across the physical distance and initiate direct communication. The hesitation that once held them back from sending that message is melting away under the heat of divine timing. They are no longer waiting for the perfect day or searching for a clever reason to break the silence. The weight of their love for you has overcome their fear of judgment or potential rejection from your side. They are stepping out on faith, trusting that the love you shared is strong enough to forgive the past. They are ready to risk everything to claim the sacred place beside you that was always meant for them. You are about to witness the undeniable power of divine timing manifesting directly in your physical reality. The unexpected reason for their sudden departure is fully coming to light in all its spiritual beauty and purpose. The narrative of your relationship is shifting from a story of painful loss to a testament of eternal victory. The spiritual forces that protected both of you in the dark wilderness are now leading you into the bright sunlight. You stand on the absolute precipice of a magnificent new beginning that will surpass all your grandest expectations. Keep your spirit steady, your mind clear, and your heart filled with profound gratitude as this energy unfolds. The unseen spiritual work is complete, and the physical manifestation is now breaking through the final barrier of time. The final sacred pieces are moving into place to complete this incredible picture of divine love and spiritual alignment. My child, listen carefully. The final moment of total revelation has arrived, and the sacred circle of your journey is now complete. You have walked through the deepest valleys of doubt, held your faith in the pitch-black dark, and waited patiently for divine justice to prevail. The unexpected reason your soulmate walked away from everyone was never to break your heart, but to save their own soul so they could give you the whole, healed love you truly deserve. The universe has tested your spirit, refined your strength, and cleared every toxic obstacle standing in the way of your true alignment. Now, the heavy gates of separation are swinging wide open, releasing a floodgate of unconditional love, peace, and permanent unity into your daily life. What comes next is the absolute fulfillment of every silent prayer you offered in the quiet hours of the night. Their sudden return will bring complete restoration, ending the long season of confusion and emotional isolation once and for all. You do not need to worry, fear the future, or doubt your incredible worth ever again. Step forward with total confidence, hold your head high, and open your heart wide to receive this divine miracle that was crafted specifically for you. If you are ready to claim this sacred union and welcome your soulmate back into your life with open arms, do not let this powerful moment pass you by. Type 999 in the comments right now to lock in this divine promise and declare your readiness to the entire universe. Share this video with someone who is currently suffering in silence, struggling through a painful separation, or losing their faith in true love. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit the notification bell so you never miss your daily divine guidance, urgent spiritual updates, and sacred revelations. Your season of waiting is officially over, and your glorious new beginning starts right now. Type Amen.